Hello there, and welcome back for another week of a whole lot of bad that's going on. Yes, yes. And you'll have to forgive us. We're kind of a little dopey up here because we haven't gotten any sleep. So we're kind of tired, but we do have an exciting episode
We
for this
do.
week again.
Yep. I can't wait to
Juggernaut.
review it and talk about it with you all.
Yes, and thank you for coming and supporting us. Thank you
hmm
for joining us. Let's have some fun. And let's just talk. You have any comments? Please feel free to comment, in the comment box down there and throw them up there and let us know what you're thinking.
hmm
So we have Juggernaut, episode 12, Juggernaut.
We're really starting to get things get moving here. We're
Yeah,
getting towards the end of the final season of the
yeah.
Bad Batch.
Although I do have, I wish, I know I interrupted
You
you.
did. You tend to do that, but that's okay. You do it to me too. I mean, I do it to you too.
Uh-huh.
So you know.
Um, I think it has taken too long. Hey, Joby, thanks for coming.
Hey y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.
Hey, nice to see you, Joby.
Yeah, nice to see you. So I think up to this point, I wish they would have moved things a little quicker. I wish they would have gotten to this point sooner in the Bad Batch.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's written pretty good. I mean, you can't just like through it. You have to make it make sense, and you have to like we saw last week. Uh, Emery. We had to see that whole episode. We had to see that,
okay,
and then we had to see the next episode. It's all
right.
piecing
But
together.
I'd like to see more of a Asajj Ventress. I'd like to
Well,
see
we
more.
may. I mean, I think they made their part. They had their parts in their section. And I
Yes,
think they're bringing them, and they know that they're around. But I think what's going to happen is we're going to start seeing all of these pieces come together at the end, and we're going to
yeah,
see these
yeah.
characters come back into play,
Right,
possibly.
right. Okay, so let's get started here. The opening scene.
Opening scene.
Omega arrives on Tantus,
hmm
escorted by the Clone X trooper who we think
Think or hope. We hope
hope
is
is
Tech.
Tech. Right. And so, because up until this point, they've led us to believe Tech's gone. So, who knows? Maybe it won't happen.
Maybe it won't, but I there's something with that. That yeah, it's Tech.
It's Tech. So, anyhow,
Yeah.
she gets there and,
Well, the reason why I'm saying this, not to
uh,
dwell on him, but he's too much like Tech.
yeah,
Tech's so good at figuring things out electronically,
codes,
and just so good at being
decoding and
and
figuring
even
things.
fighting and in that aspect
Yeah,
and it's like he's like Bad Batch, like a
yeah,
supernatural kind of clone.
yeah.
So I mean, it has to be Tech. It has to be Tech.
To be.
But anyhow, they've landed.
They have.
They're coming off the ship, and here comes Dr. Hemlock,
Yeah.
and he's talking to Omega, and he's like, Omega, and he says, turning yourself in was a wise decision. And I'm like, oh, he has the nerve.
Yeah, he
He
just
has
gets
the
under your
nerve.
skin.
He's just like,
You just
oh,
want
it's all good. She's just a kid, and oh, she's just loving. Oh, I made a wise decision. Ah, not with
no,
Omega.
you want to sock him in the face.
Yeah, but Omega knows. Omega's like that. That comment is so.
Yeah,
You know, he Omega can see beyond him,
yeah,
beyond his child play per se. He can bring the other kids in
yeah,
before knowing what's happening and all that business. But Omega, she's been through it. She knows. She
yeah,
knows.
yeah. Um, so we have that whole scene, and then we jump to the
The
Bad
Bad Batch.
Batch, which we have the three now. Hunter, Wrecker, who has recovered from last week's episode.
Yeah, and
He's all.
Hunter's coming back. We thought he was on
Oh
that ship, and
yeah, we did.
we
I
weren't
said,
right about
oh,
that.
no, we weren't. We thought, oh,
No,
he's hiding away on that ship.
yeah,
No,
no, he wasn't.
he wasn't. But that would have been good.
That
I
would have
think
been
that would
good.
have been good to be
Oh, that would have been.
if it would have went that way.
Yeah, yeah, but it didn't.
Yeah. So him, and then of course Crosshair.
hmm
Yeah. So he's all ready, and they're all.
And so they're arguing, just like brothers. They're all upset. It's like Omega's in it again, and we all messed up, and so they're all kind of
And what did you
fighting
let her
together.
go for?
Yeah, and blaming this and fighting,
Yeah.
and it's just
Pointing
a natural
fingers and
thing. It's a
yeah.
natural. You don't want to see it happen, but it happens. That's the
Uh-huh.
way it goes.
That's what we do.
And so there's Crosshair, and he's like, and Wrecker's on him, and Crosshair's trying to stick up for him, and Crosshair's looking at his hand and rubbing his hand, and it's like it's too stressful, and so he's like so stressed, and so obviously that's what triggers his hand. I mean, all the stress and the
Yeah,
stuff that it's just
I think so.
I think yeah. I think
I do.
that's the key right there to his hand problem. If he can overcome that.
Managing the stress,
Right,
which
and
is
just not
why,
thinking about it and resorting, well, this is why my hand, I got my hand problem, but he's got to realize that I think it's all mental, like AZ1 suggested. So,
right, right. Welcome, welcome to
yeah,
the
welcome
live.
to the live.
Yeah. So we see them, and they're okay. So that's right. That's what happens. Crosshair says, "Well," he gets like, "How we don't even know where Tantus is. How we don't have it." Well,
Well,
he says, mm,
I
"I might
might,
know another way." And they're
they're
like,
like,
"What?"
they're on him like that. What
Yeah.
do you
What are you
tell us? And what?
holding up?
So,
What are you
like,
doing? You see,
there it is again, brotherly love.
right, brotherly love. But he says that he mentions to them he he knows that Vice Admiral Rampart at the time, because now of course he's in prison, um, is the one who sent De La Salle to Tantus, and he says maybe he knows where it is,
Hmm.
so they're gonna go get him.
Right. Well, in the
Hmm.
meantime, before all of this, they get this all straightened out. He shows up,
Oh yeah,
and she just comes
Speedy.
and just drops right
I
in.
mean, how do you really like
Just
really
what? What do you mean,
like?
really?
Because I mean, it's like
Well,
she
they need a
shows up.
vehicle,
Well, I know that, but just right then and
but it
there,
is
it's like,
perfect.
well, I know because it's only like what 20 or 30 minutes.
Well,
They
I
gotta
think she
happen.
said
Some
something,
things gotta
if I
happen
can
fast.
remember, I think she said something about seeing stuff going on or seeing something going on, or I don't know, but that's why she's there. I don't know. And they wanted to know how she got in undetected.
Yeah.
And it's like she landed in the hidden cavern. Duh. So does everybody else.
Right.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Again, here is my statement. We've got to fix that hidden cavern situation.
Well,
You've got all of these people coming on there that shouldn't be there, and they're coming in. And that's how the attack happened.
well, it's over and done with now.
It is, but
Yeah.
it still needs to be corrected. I mean,
Well,
it's supposed to be a peaceful place,
it's peaceful,
but
yeah.
you got that
Yeah.
hidden tavern, you can just sneak right in and undetected,
Yeah.
just like Clone X did. The
Hmm.
CX1, CX2, I don't know what his number is or what he is, but
Yes.
he got in and out.
Right. Well, that's right. So Fee shows
Yeah,
up.
and
Fee shows up.
and she
And
agrees
and she
to take
agrees to
him.
take them, and she says, "Okay." She says, "Well, how are we getting in there? Because they're gonna know that we're coming." And she says, "I know how. Leave that up to me. I know what I'm doing. I've been. This is not the first. Pretty much, it's not the first rodeo I've been through.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
so I know.
and this is like the first time that she's met Crosshair, which is pretty funny
Oh yeah,
because
yeah, oh yeah.
she learns from Tech
Well, yeah, Tex.
what
Oh
it was
yeah,
all
Tex.
about. And it's like,
Tex mentioned to me about
and
you.
yeah, right, and he is so. I think he's like, are we going? Are you taking us or you not? And he goes, well, anyone's a friend of Brown Eyes is a friend of mine.
Yeah,
Brown Eyes.
I
Brown
know.
Eyes.
I
Yeah, that's
know.
funny. I like that nickname for Tech.
Those two.
Yeah.
Those two.
It
We
would have
could
made a
we
cute
could have
sub.
we could have shipped
Oh
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would have made a
Well,
cute couple.
I would ship them too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of an interesting
That's it. Yeah.
couple.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Hmm. So we
Okay.
find out where he is because
Rampart.
Rampart,
Rampart.
sorry.
Yeah.
Because she gets some contacts and says, hey, I, paid a lot of this, but here's the map of the Imperial labor camp on Arbus.
Yeah.
And that's where Rampart is.
Right.
And so they're like, okay, how are we getting there? Well, I'll get you on. I'll get you in there. Don't worry. No way. No way you're
That's
gonna
what
be
she says.
detected. And
That's right.
so it is. She goes, yeah. She's got tricks of the trade. She says,
Yes.
tricks of the trade. We'll get in unnoticed.
That's it.
And
That's what
it
she
was
said.
great. It was so funny and it
It
was
is.
so awesome.
I
It
know.
was too funny.
But we didn't. Let's hold off on that first.
Um,
Let's go back to Tantus.
we're going to Panthers again.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to Tantus.
Okay, we'll go back to Panthers then.
Sure, because we got this scene here now. They know what they have to do, and they have to get in there unseen.
Right.
Okay. No problem for the Bad Batch, right?
Which I like how they do that. They go back and forth with two different stories per
Yeah.
se, but it's one story.
Right.
So I like how Dave Filoni and how that all, that's all set
Yes.
up.
And we're going to tie that together, I think, with the title. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
Later on,
We'll
we'll
talk
talk
about
about that.
that.
But back at Tantus,
Hmm.
we see Dr. Hemlock talking with Omega and Emery. And I think it happens now, or I don't know if it happened earlier. I couldn't remember. But
Well, I know Omega asks about Nayla Say. She wants to know where she's at because she sees Emery, that she's like in charge now.
yeah. So she says,
And
happened to Nayla?
so
What happened to Nayla?
right. So she's brought in and she has to go and do the blood work and all that stuff and Hemlock's questioning her like, can you do this? Are you okay with this? Yep, no problem. Emery says no problem.
Right.
And
Well,
so
and he wants this blood sample ASAP,
right,
because he wants to know. He
right.
wants
He
to know
wants to know
if
definitely.
if that was true, what they found out in her blood. And they kind of tease, Hemlock kind of teases that you're special. You're special because you have this high
Again, he's playing on the child,
Mm-hmm.
like like Omega's a child, and which she
Right.
is, but I mean,
They're impressionable.
she's yeah,
But I
impressionable,
think
but
Omega's
she's
beyond
no, but she's
impressionable.
a yeah,
She's
she's
been,
been through it.
yeah,
She knows much more than
yeah,
to fall for all of that.
right. That I agree. I agree. I don't think that's gonna work so much. But it was impressionable on Emery though.
It was.
Whenever he first took her in,
Hmm.
and that's why she's in the position where she's at right now, where she's crossed between sticking with him now, I think,
And
and rebelling
yeah,
against him.
right. It's like yeah,
To,
these are kids just like me, and you're
right.
doing it.
This
Yeah,
is what, you helped me through all this stuff, and you mean I was one of them, but you led me to believe that this was my home, and this is, you were going to take care of me, and this and that, blah 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 blah. And yeah,
well, anyhow,
he's going to get his comeuppance.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Oh yes, so he will.
Well, Emery goes, gets the blood work,
Yes.
tests it,
Yes.
comes up positive, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Omega's like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to do this.
Right.
And Emery says to her, she says, for what it's worth, I do.
Yeah.
And
She's not there yet.
Yeah, she's not there yet, but she is. She is so close. She
She's
is so close.
she is, because she was, well, the first time they escaped, her and Crosshair escaped, and she says to Emery, come with us, come with us.
Right.
I think, she was like, oh, way, 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 way that close to going along. But
Maybe. I
now,
don't think as much as she would now. She's
well,
really
but that's
close.
what I'm saying. So she's even closer now.
Mm-hmm.
Fair, I think.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yep. Of what's going to happen because she knows.
Yeah.
Well, we saw that in the identity crisis. She knows how powerful, and we'll talk about it later, but how powerful Hemlock is, and she feels like she doesn't have any power to do anything.
But she does.
Yeah, we'll
She
get to
does.
that. Let's just keep continuing. So we're back to the Bad Batch again, right?
Oh yeah, Fee and the Bad Batch.
And
They
she's-
arrive
she's-
at the prison base.
Yeah, and there's stealth entrance.
Right.
And
She
it
cuts the engine.
oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like
And Batcher, he's
Oh,
going crazy. He's
and
like,
everybody's flying all over the place. It's hilarious.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she just controls it, and there they are,
And
and they get dropped off. I noticed, and there she goes.
Yep.
It was too cool. It was right on the money. Loved it.
Yeah.
That was so cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad they wrote that in. That was just so funny.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
and then we finally get to see Admiral Rampart.
Well, we find out, and I forget the name of the species. Um, that Quill was from the Mandalorian. This is the same species that
You
they
think?
show him working with.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna double check on that, but I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention to it too much. It was, early, and I was just getting through it, the
I
episode,
think
but
so. I'm not 100% sure, but
okay.
it looked to be
All right.
that was this same species as Quill.
So they're so at this point, Rampart's like, okay, where's the transport? We should be done. The whistle should have blown, blah, blah. So in other words, they're done working on the
Yeah.
labor camp,
And
and they're
that's
going to be brought over the bridge to the prison.
right. And the Bad Batch, of course, figure this out.
Yes, they figured this
Oh,
out,
this is where he's at.
and this is where he's at, and this is what we're going to do.
Right.
They're going to get that tank-like transport, and they're going to take it over
Uh-huh.
with Rampart inside.
Right. But how's this go down? Crosshair and Wrecker. Crosshair says something about do you remember playing?
No, that doesn't happen yet.
Doesn't happen yet.
No, they get on. They get on that tank on top of
Oh,
it.
okay.
The guy, two stormtroopers, one stormtrooper comes and checks them out, and then the next thing you know, the one
Hi,
stormtrooper
John.
turns, "Hey, John, how's it going?"
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one stormtrooper turns around, thinking it's the other stormtrooper, and he says anything, and Wrecker is like, "Yep," and he punches him out. I thought that was so funny. It was so good. It was
Yep.
too good.
Yep.
Yep.
I know. He's just like,
And then they go to the next section to get everybody else out of there, all the other stormtroopers and that are watching the prisoners. And so Crosshair goes to Wrecker, "Do you remember Plan 55?" And Wrecker's like, yep." He goes, yep, let's go. And so they go in there,
well,
and
he had to think about
he
it.
had to think about
He
it.
had to think about it. It's like a football player. You remember playing? Let's
Yeah,
plan, whatever, or play whatever it is, red
yeah,
code, red 99, red
something.
something, and
Yeah,
sometimes they don't remember and they have to
no,
recall and
right.
it's like, ah,
Yeah, and some people, that's how some plays get messed up.
yeah, well,
But Wrecker remembered. And so they get in there, they get him over. But Rampart recognizes Crosshair.
yeah, how about that?
Yeah, yeah.
Crosshair, it's you, la 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 la. He says,
Hmm.
yeah. He says, you're gonna help us pretty much. And he says, I'm not gonna help you, not until you get me off of this planet.
Yep. You ain't gonna get what you want until I get what I want. And it's like, oh, he still thinks he's like in control, and he's taking it. Oh,
Mm,
I just don't like that. But that's
mm,
him.
ah,
That's Rampart. He's the Empire. He's an admiral. He's gonna do that kind of stuff.
right,
So I shouldn't be surprised.
right, right.
So,
Yeah, well, and it's like, I mean, he, mm, yes, you're right.
I mean, it just gets me. It's like,
It does.
oh,
It does.
but
It
you'll
does.
have that. You got to have those antagonists in there
Yeah,
because it will make a story.
right.
You got to have it.
You have
And
to.
so Rampart's pretty good. Like that is written real well.
Yeah.
This character.
Yeah, oh, well, and it turns out that's what I was going to say. It turns out he didn't know where Tantus
No, he
was
doesn't know
anyhow.
where Tantus is.
After they get off of there, but
Well,
of
we'll
course
get to that point
that's right.
because
There's the big
we get
old
oh
rescue.
this is so much fun.
Yeah.
This whole big scene with the transport. It's like they're playing chicken.
They're playing chicken.
They're playing chicken. Because the command center obviously knows that there's something going on with that transport.
Right.
They send troops in. They're closing down the bridge.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
they've had that sheep's plowing through, and then the other transports come the other direction. So we're playing chicken. Who's giving up first? Well, not the Bad Batch. No,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna stop them.
Well,
So they shoot off the two front tires of the other tank of the
well,
other transport, fly up over top of
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
and there you go.
How do they do that?
They do it.
I
You
will
can do it.
how?
Oh, it was good. It was good. They did.
It
flat
was like
tires and put
monster
that.
truck.
Right. Yeah, they just
Monster
climb up
truck.
over it, fly. Awesome. 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 I loved it. It was too cool.
It was cool.
Hmm.
I admit it was pretty cool.
Right.
So they get out of there. She shows up on her ship and says, "Come on, boys." Would she say something about a stealth?
Oh no, we didn't get that far yet.
Boy, yes,
We're talking about it now, so they're
yes,
they're waiting and they're running in trouble because they're being followed by the ships now. The
right.
stormtroopers and they're trying to shoot them down and stop them,
And they're
and
running
they're
out of
running
road.
around, running out of room on the side of a cliff almost, you know.
Or running
And
out of road.
this is the scene from the trailer of the Bad Batch,
Yeah.
season 3, which is kind of cool. We finally see it. Here it is. And Fee comes up behind him finally,
Uh-huh.
gets them.
Uh-huh.
Gets them all in. Of course, Wrecker's the last one.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of throws
Isn't
Rampart over, and then he's like, "Come on, jump! Come on, Wrecker, jump!" You know?
isn't he always the last one?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Uh, hey, and he's like the most heaviest one.
I
He's got
know
to
it.
jump with all that weight.
I love Richter though.
Yeah.
He's a hoot.
Oh, he is.
He
Well,
cracks
he
me up.
makes it on, and Fee's cracking me up. She's coming back with that stealth comment.
Yeah.
She's coming right back. This is not exactly a stealth exit, boys. I think that's hilarious because she got them in stealth, but they're not getting out of the stealth exit.
That's right.
But it was too funny.
That's right. That's right. And so we get that. They get out of there
And they talk to Rampart,
and they
and he
took
doesn't know where the coordinates are for Panthers. He says nobody knows.
nobody knows they made it
They,
that way. They meant
yeah,
it to be that way.
right.
And he says, however,
He might know how to get around that.
yeah.
So here he is in control again.
Right.
And it's like, oh, here we
And
go.
they're trusting him to
To
again give him information that
right, right.
you
And
know,
he's planning something in that head. He's not quite as bad as Thrawn or as good as Thrawn, but he's capable of doing the same thing because he
yeah.
thinks like the Empire.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he's
Unless this prison can soften them up a bit, but I don't know about
uh-uh.
that.
I had to give Joy the look on that one.
I know. I gave my look. I gave myself the look.
Exactly, exactly.
We go back to Kansas, and here's the
This is the
best. This is
last
like one of the
scene,
best parts
right?
out of this whole thing is
Yeah. Omega gets together,
Hemlock.
brings Omega to the
Hemlock
vault.
brings Omega down into the vault, where she sees what's going on here.
Well, he talks to her about the impound and how it
Mhm.
works, impounds and how it works, and she's a
Right,
vital piece to their work.
right.
And so,
Well, can I don't know if this
go ahead, say something before
in the
we can.
beginning, if we remember, um, Omega, they wanted Mega. Hemlock wanted Omega captured in order to keep uh, Nayla Say there and her compliant with this experiment that he was working on. And
Right.
as long as he held her, Omega, as a threat, saying, hey, if you don't do this, then she's gone. Um, that
But he wanted her there because she knew the alternate way to do what he wants to do
right, but you're not
now.
to listen to what I'm saying.
Well, what are
In
you
order
trying
to
to
do
say?
that, in order to do what he wanted, he captured Omega
Yes, I
and
know.
and used her
Yeah, I
to
heard you
threaten her.
say that.
Oh, okay.
That's how he's keeping Nayla Say
Oh,
there
right,
because
right.
she knows the other way to do that.
See, we often do this because we're twins.
I just said that like
So,
I said exactly what she was trying to tell me
right,
and tell
but
you all,
yeah, I
but
know.
oh
And
my
it
goodness,
happens every time.
out the
Every
window,
day, I'm
out the
sure.
window.
Mm.
And I can't be critical because
So
I do same things sometimes
anyhow,
myself.
so the good so then we find out that oh no, she has this high M count. She's crucial to this experiment.
Right.
We need her. I don't care about Nayla Say anymore.
Uh-uh.
We need her because this is what we need to do. This is what we need to reverse engineer Omega. So and he can figure out then he can figure out how to create force sensitive clones.
Which is maybe what we're thinking is going to happen,
Maybe.
but you
Well, they're
never know.
creating clones
They are.
and they're creating Palpatines, I think. which is
Maybe.
definitely force sensitive,
Uh-huh.
but in the bad kind of force sensitive.
Uh-huh.
Respect.
Right.
Um,
But so
give
there
us
he's walking him and he's telling
this,
her all telling him Megan. Hemlock's walking her through the vault,
right?
going through all of the protections, the security,
Yeah,
and he's talking to her, whatever, and they finally get to the main doors to get
where
into
the
the
younglings are.
vault.
Yeah,
Yeah, where the younglings are. Well, I
yeah.
don't think they're younglings, they're just specimens. They call them specimens
Specimens
with high impound,
with high impact.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And so Omega's like, who are they? And Hemlock says, they are the rest of the puzzle. And he's talking about this is your home now. This is the, this is where she's gonna be. She's not getting out of that room.
No.
It's like,
Right.
and I think this is part of the protection that Nayla Say was talking about as well.
Right.
She didn't want her locked up.
Right. Because
And she's vital to that experiment, but she didn't want her living like that.
right. Right.
It's horrible.
Isn't it?
It's yeah, it's awful.
You know what? Something crossed my mind. I
Oh,
wonder if they never ever do find Kansas. Wonder if this whole
yeah.
time she lives there for like, I don't know, however long, and they seem to escape whatever, and they keep these things hidden until we see like Moff Gideon pick these things up, and he might have a connection with Dr.
Uh,
Royce Hemlock, or no, you think he's a goner.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just out there. I threw that
I
out there.
certainly hope not. I would like to
I
see
know.
Omega out of
Well,
that
that's what I
mess.
mean. Because they
That would be awful.
and then like, what about Boba Fett? Is he not like force sensitive too then? Like, doesn't he have a high M count, or was it just her? Because they were like, yeah, Alpha and Omega.
I have no clue. That's a
They
good
they came
question.
from the.
That's a good
Some
question.
questions I just don't have answers to, but I would like
Hmm.
to. And if you know some of these answers, you have an opinion or what you think, drop it down in the comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking.
So
We
let's
we
talk about.
the well
Oh, what do you want to say there?
well there was something and I couldn't remember at the end of that. Why? And I don't know if this is you have the
I
yeah,
know.
why is it that why can't they just use these specimens, these specimens? Why do they have to have omega? And why is it her high M count that needs to be mixed with these other specimens so that the experiment, all the pieces of the puzzle are put together?
I
That's what's
think that's
confusing
the
me right
whole
now.
project that Nayland Stay knew, other than the original way that you just use the M counts and the clones or something. It's like a direct thing, and this is like a another way to do what he
You
wants to do.
you think only quicker?
I don't know how it works. I think we're all waiting to find out definitely
Yeah, yeah.
exactly what it is, but
Hmm.
it has something to do with that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. That it's kind of crazy. I think it's kind of crazy.
Hmm.
But I do have those questions, and I often thought like, oh, well, what about Boba Fett? And I'm sure you guys out there that are hardcore lore ex Star Wars experts, I'm sure you have some theories about that, and you kind of
Hmm.
know what the heck goes with that Boba Fett. Like, is he or could he be force sensitive? Put it down there in the comments. Let us know. Um, do you have any ideas of how Omega's significance is this? How it is this completes the jigsaw puzzle that that he that he's looking for, and like why? What is that puzzle like? What's the experiment? I mean, Project Necromancer is the project, but I mean, how is this contributing to something that they already? Yeah, I'd like to know.
Hmm.
I would.
I would too. I think we're going to find out in these
Mhm.
last few 3, 4, 5, maybe weeks, episodes that we
Right.
have left.
Yeah.
We're going to find it out.
Well, this may even go into the movie.
I don't know. but the movies are way, way, way off here. If this is ending in May 1st or May 4th or May 3rd or something like that, the last episode of The Bad Batch, we got a long wait for the movie. I certainly hope not. I would like a little bit more definitive and a definitive ending with this final season of The Bad Batch.
We may see some of these guys go kill off here, you know.
Oh no, we don't want to.
I know,
I
but
would hate to see that happen.
wonder if Emery will be the one that they kill. Maybe she'll be.
I don't know.
Maybe she'll turn out to be um, the one who's going to sacrifice herself
I don't
to
know.
save everybody.
Don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah. Anyhow, I thought this was an interesting title for this episode.
Yep.
Juggernaut.
Yep.
And,
I had to look up the definition of this.
Right, and I thought it was kind of cool how we had the one story going on and the other story going on, the Tantus and then the
prison,
the escape,
right?
and how those two came together and boom, Juggernaut. So to me, I think like there's a British term that means a large vehicle or a heavy vehicle or something like that. Well, that transport definitely was. So I see that being like one Juggernaut, and then the second Juggernaut is Dr. Roy's Hemlock.
We've got a lot of juggernauts, but anyhow, the meaning of juggernaut is a huge, powerful, and overwhelming force or institution.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and then if you keep reading on, it's another version would say a massive, inexorable force, campaign movement, or object that crushes whatever is in its path.
Yeah. So, it was just I thought that was kind of cool and clever how they pulled that transport and then they Dr. Roy's Hemlock.
Right.
And they pulled that together and then Juggernaut. Juggernaut is the name of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And because we have him.
Well, we have the whole empire.
That too.
And then Hemlock and his whole Project
Necromancer.
Right. I can remember the word.
Yeah.
How to pronounce Necromancer. Necromancer.
Right.
Necromancer.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Anyhow.
I know.
And that whole thing, and he's got some powerful thing going on with that because he's got a mind that's so powerful.
Yes.
And the Empire's got like the strength and the mind, and you've got all these juggernauts going on. I mean, it's like a big juggernaut.
Yeah.
It's like one whole big juggernaut, and it's like crazy.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of stuff going on in this whole.
But I think that they really wanted to focus in on him as the juggernaut. Dr. Royce Hemlock.
Mm-hmm. And how powerful he is.
What a bad guy.
Or even Rampart. I mean, Rampart, he seems to be still powerful, even though he's a prisoner per se. Okay, but anyhow, my point is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Is that Rampart's still working his way around what he wants and how he wants it, and he's still calling the shots.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So. Yeah, but anyhow, so I think we're gonna close out this week.
Oh wow, I don't know. Do we have a little bit more to say?
Do we?
Well, I think
you do.
Yeah, I would like to see how going forward.
Oh, okay.
Like in the next episodes.
The last 3 coming up.
Oh, is there only 3 left?
That's it. 3 episodes left.
That's so sad.
Yes, it is.
It's happening so quickly.
Right.
But I would like to see like I said before, a definitive ending. But I would like to see, what this whole project is. I would like to see what they're doing in that whole vault area. I would like to see Emery come to terms with she does have the power. She can do something to help that situation.
Right.
I'd like to see all of the Bad Batch still be alive by the end of the I mean, it's a lot of wishful things here.
I know.
And I'd like to see Tech come about in some way or form of his old self.
Right.
So,
I know, that's all good things.
Maybe we're all wrong about this the CX clone,
Yeah,
the
maybe
trooper being Tech. I mean, maybe
yeah.
Tech's out there and he's not showed up, and this is just
Well, they wouldn't have kept him alive.
no, they wouldn't have.
They wouldn't have kept him alive the way they did. I mean, you pretty much said, "Oh, he's a goner," and then when he shows up on the beach, and I'm like, come on, why are they keeping this one alive? What's the purpose of keeping this one alive? Yeah. So
It's Tech.
yeah, yeah, it's
But
tech.
we just need some resolution to everything.
Yeah,
But I would like it to see. I would like it
to be
to be
resolved.
positive.
I would like to see
I would like a positive ending. I
resolution.
don't. Yes, I
Um,
just don't like to be like.
I don't think it's going to be all positive.
It might not be,
No.
but I think it's going to be. If Dave Filoni has written it, it's going to be positive as much as it can be. But it's going to be. It's going to have meaning to the bad part of it, the bad feeling,
Yeah.
and it would make sense.
Yeah.
But I still would like to have a nice feeling about how it ended.
Yeah. Right. Yes. I think everybody does, but
So so
we'll
we'll
see.
see. We
We
got three
will.
episodes left, and
Right.
we're gonna be here for all of them with you all,
Yes.
and we're hoping that it's gonna turn out good.
Right.
That's my vote. I
Yeah.
put my vote in. I don't think they can change it. It's already been filmed and
Right.
animated, and so whatever it is, it is.
Yeah. So I want to thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in on the replay. If you're joining us on the replay,
Hmm.
and we do have, I think there's a short out there. There's a video, and I think it's down in the description. Go check it out. It's 500 sub giveaway. We're giving away the Ahsoka Tano Padawan from the Clone Wars when we reach 500 subs, and we have a goal set. By the end of August, we're going to get 500 subs. We're going to have 500 subs. We need your help, Star Wars fans.
That's right.
Help us out.
Help us out. Come
Um,
support us.
right.
And
There's instructions of what you need to do to get entered in. But we do appreciate your support. We
hmm
appreciate your support watching our videos and liking them and commenting, and
yeah.
it helps us so much to grow on YouTube. Because the way YouTube works
And if you
is
feel like you want to copy or comment or whatever and tell us what you like or what you don't like or what you
yeah,
would like to see,
right,
we're open to all suggestions. We want to help our fan base.
right.
We like our fan base a lot.
Yes, we do.
And
We love it.
we
We want to
just,
grow our community.
that's right.
We really do. We want to connect with you guys, and we do appreciate you.
Hmm.
Okay. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next one next week.
Yeah.
I'm Jedi Joy.
Jedi Jill.
May
May
the
the
force
force be
be
with
with
you.
you.